Hello everyone, it is Erin Floto here, and today I am talking commonplace notebooks. So what is a commonplace notebook? Basically, it is not bullet journaling because it doesn't have to do with like recording tasks throughout the day. It's not a journal because you're not typically journaling your thoughts. It's more of a place to keep random things that you are researching, quotes that you come across that you enjoy. It's really kind of anything else, taking notes for some sort of thing, um, exploring an idea after you have heard something, things like that. So I decided today to try my hand at commonplace journaling, and this is kind of what I came up with. And I will link some more resources in terms of like what is commonplace journaling, commonplace notebooks, in the description down below if this is something that interests you. But these are kind of some of the things that were on my brain today that I did some extra research or I heard something, and so I wanted to look into it, or it is for future notes that I want to be able to reference back at. So one of the first things is that I heard, I was watching a live stream and someone said, does anyone know Giancarlo Stanton's glute workout? He is a baseball player for the New York Yankees. And it was just kind of a funny throwaway quote that they were talking about. And so I got interested. I was like, I wonder if he has ever talked about that before. So I saw that there was a 2022 article for core, glutes, and back. And then these are the types of workouts that he did to target his core, glutes, and back. It's not exactly a glute only workout, but I just thought it was kind of funny because that quote made me laugh. They were like, oh, why isn't this one of the major things talked about for the World Series or whatever? So I just thought it was really funny. So I wrote down the quote and then provided some background onto like, so what is the actual glute workout? The other thing is something that I've been meaning to research for a while. My partner and I need to do some extra meal planning and prep this week because baby could be here at any point. So we were talking kind of gathering some postpartum crockpot meals. That way we can easily just throw something in the crockpot like in the morning. So I Googled some that were interesting to me, and I of course saved the website, all that kind of stuff. But these are ones that kind of also align with the type of diet that we typically have. So I wanted to make sure that I'm looking at like some lower carb options, or the carb is primarily potatoes or rice, complex type of carbs. So any of these can be used with one of those complex carbs, or if we use protein pasta or something to that effect. So that's what all of these are for. So we have beef ragu, chili, salsa chicken, pesto chicken, buffalo chicken, beef stew, cracked chicken, turkey meatballs, steak tacos / bowl, and barbecue chicken. Of course, I can substitute out the proteins because we got ground turkey, we have ground beef, and we bought a bunch of chicken. So now I'm kind of ready to use these recipes to prep into freezer bags. That way we can just throw them into the crock pot, and that will be amazingly helpful for us. And then the last thing that I wanted to include today is me doing research for my health plan. So it is the end of the year, so it is open season for my job to sign up for health plans. And of course, we also will have a qualifying life event with the birth of our son. So we are moving my husband onto my plan, and of course my son will also be on my plan. That way everyone only has one plan instead of my husband having a different one for myself. It'll just be a little bit easier to collect all of that information into one health plan. So these are some of the like major things related to the health plan and why we were choosing that plan and things like that. So these are just some notes so that I can reference it later, because I have to talk to my job because of how, if we use a qualifying life event versus just doing open season, because I think open season doesn't start till mid-January, and my son would be born sooner, so he needs health coverage. So I'm pretty sure that it will adjust for the qualifying life event for the rest of the end of the year. And then when 2025 rates kick in, then we get 2025 rates. But again, I have to talk to them about it. And so I actually left this whole page separately. That way, when I do talk to them, I can include more information and notes on what my job gave to me regarding qualifying life event versus open season. For those that are not in America, it's not as complex as this, but it is very complex in America, so sorry in advance. But those were some of the things that, these are not normally things that I would keep track of in my bullet journal. I wouldn't put together a glute workout. I wouldn't have a quote from someone. I wouldn't have a list of crock-pot meals that I can reference. And I wouldn't have my notes related to my health plan in my bullet journal. That's not really how I bullet journal. So for me, this Commonplace journal really does have a place alongside a lot of things. I don't think that this would necessarily be an everyday activity that I would do. Really, it's whenever I'm working on something related to taking a bunch of notes. Maybe if I'm doing a training or something like that, it might be helpful. So that was the idea behind doing this Commonplace notebook today. And I hope that this gives you some ideas into how you can incorporate potentially a Commonplace notebook in your lineup. Maybe it's alongside your everyday journal. Maybe you keep a space in your bullet journal for notes for that month, whatever it may be. But hopefully this gave you some ideas, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.